But let's talk a bit about Manchester United. Now, we analysed the goals when we covered the game earlier on, gents, and the poor defending. But I want to know about the transfer market. Gabby, your take on this first, because the Cavani news has come out in the last 24 to 36 hours. But this is a person who's been available as a free agent since the 1st of July. By my reckoning, it's well past that right now. No other club seems to have wanted to touch him because of agent fees, maybe because of his salary, we really don't know. But he's had 225 days of injuries in the last 2 seasons, since mid-2018. And he's 33 years old. Is this a big risk? Is this a panic buy?
For me, he played his last game, was it in March, when the French league was finished because of the virus? Is that right?
Yes.
He has sort of been available to sort of sign, hasn't he, since March, really, when the season was done. So for me, it's Manchester United they've panicked. Is it the worst panic buy you'll ever see? No, it's not going to be. I mean, he'll still do a good job for Manchester United, but Manchester United fans, they wanted to see Sancho. They wanted to see Dembele. You know, they want to see like a top striker being brought in. I heard Gary Neville mention a couple of years ago that Manchester United no longer want to be signing old players from the likes of Sanchez and Falcao that were flops at Manchester United. This seems to me that the Sancho deal's not going to happen. Dembele's not going to happen. Ed Woodward has thought, what can I do here? All right, Cavani's available Saturday afternoon. Let me make a couple of calls. All right, his agent might want this fee. All right, but let's just get it over and done with. He's a big name. He's had a great career at Napoli and Paris Saint-Germain, and let's get him in. So for me, it is a panic buy, but it's not the worst panic buy that you can get, and it's not going to keep Manchester United fans happy because the defensive performance today was abysmal.
You know, I was speaking to another pundit. I can't say his name because he didn't say this comment on air, so I don't want to put him in it. But when I said Cavani to Manchester United, his response to me was, oh, he can play centre-back. Well, that's exactly what Manchester United need then. Obviously, he said it jokingly, Brad. But is he the player that Manchester United actually need?
I'm gonna answer this. Obviously, I'm gonna preface it with he is a very good player and has been a very good player. So I'm not for a second gonna say he's a bad player. But the Premier League is a different animal altogether than any of the other leagues globally. And what I mean by that, the pace of the game, and whether you think Barcelona, Real Madrid are better, you like La Liga, it's irrelevant to this comment. The Premier League is the most physical league in the world. And it takes the best of the best players a little bit of time to come in and get used to the Premier League. At 33 with a lot of injuries, and I'm sure it's a big salary and I'm sure it's big agents fees attached to it, I would worry a little bit more that it's going to take him a long time to get up to the pace of the Premier League. If he does in fact get up to the pace in the Premier League, will he be durable enough to stay in the pace and the physicality of the Premier League? And yes, he's a big lad, he's a strong lad, he's good in the air. All that is well known. But at 33, going to 34, injuries behind him, the players in the Premier League are not getting slower. They're just going to get faster and faster and faster. And you're playing with a Man United. It's not like this Man United team is going to be bullying possession for everyone they play, getting it down to the wings and crossing all the time for a Cavani to head the ball in. You know, this Man United team is also, you know, one of the best Man United teams were the ones where you had the likes of the Giggses and the Coleys and the Yorkies and the Van Nistelrooys, everybody running at you at incredible pace, and Scholes from the midfield breaking through, and Keane behind them. I mean, they were menacing and they were fast and powerful. And then they had the likes of Rio Ferdinand in the back. These guys, Cavani, the Premier League could overrun him, to be quite honest. And I don't mean that he is a bad player. So don't, you know, people listening, don't think that that's what I'm saying. He's a very good player. I just think it is late in the game to bring him into the Premier League.
Let me try to understand from your perspective, because when you came to England, you'd actually already been in Europe. Brøndby, Galatasaray, then you went to Ohio, Columbus Crew, and then you came back to Europe, and this time to the Premier League. Did you find yourself struggling to adjust when you joined Liverpool? You just talked about your Scholes coming down at you. This would have been when they were at their prime. You were at Liverpool when they won the treble, for example.
Yeah, and it was I was fortunate, unfortunate, call it whatever you want, because how old I was. I played over not 3 decades, but over 3 different decades. So the game, one thing that was evident every single year that went on, players were getting bigger, faster, and stronger. When I first came over to England, I was one of the taller ones that would walk out of the tunnel. By the time I retired, I was probably right in the middle of the group. You're sitting there looking at Gabby. I mean, Gabby's not small at all. He was wide, he was strong. I mean, when I was at Villa, Zat Knight was taller than me. Larson was taller than me. Carew was taller than me. Curtis Davies was probably taller than me. We had all the Emile Heskey was probably my height. You go to Tottenham and Gareth Bale, Adebayor, Ledley King, Yunus Kabul, Michael Dawson, all these guys taller than me. And the physicality of the game just rolls on time and time again. And if you are shorter in stature, you've got some sort of explosiveness and power that goes along with it. It did take me some time to adjust to it, no doubt, but I'd already been in Europe and I'd already been training in England, so I knew what to expect. But when you leave and you come back, it does take you that little bit of extra time to get used to it again. Just like when players leave the Premier League, every single one of them say, "Oh, this league's a lot less physical." Like you might have to hold the ball more, you might have to, tactically it might be a little bit different. But one thing everyone always says is the Premier League is the hardest physically by a country mile.